So Nyssa is a big question mark to me. It's like, do we get a sense in the next couple of episodes whether she's more of a friend, of a foe? Because like in the first episode, I don't know what to go with her.
Okay, yeah, I mean, definitely the first step, well actually the first few maybe, you see a certain side to Nyssa, and then as we go through the series, that's really when you decide whether she's a friend or a foe. And I feel like it goes on for quite a long time. You can never quite pinpoint it. You never really know. But she's forced to make certain decisions and stuff that she's definitely uncomfortable with, which shows her true nature. And you'll definitely see that later on as the series goes on. But I think even at the end, some people still wouldn't have made up their minds. But
so does that mean we'll see more of her acting from her own agency? Because she did mention that she has like a plan outside of her father's wishes.
Yeah.
Does that get clearer as we go?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's definitely forced to to head down a different direction, and whether it's kind of her own agenda or it's definitely not her father's. She breaks away from that stereotype for sure.
How did you approach the character when you first got cast?
I mean, I think they were actually looking for something very different. And when I went into the it's so noisy. When I went into the audition, I definitely played a completely different version of Nyssa. And even now they make a joke because when like a few people saw me as Nyssa, it was totally a different type of casting, and they weren't entirely sure, I don't think. And then after a few eps, I think everyone started going, okay, like that wasn't the Nyssa we had in mind, but actually that works. And it was, I don't want to say totally different, but I think she was very different, but it was just my natural instinct when I read the script, and it was just something that I just wanted to jump for, and I wanted to make her so much more interesting and go further. And actually, I kind of worked alongside the writers to develop a slightly different storyline with her.
So is Nyssa more like you or a separate thing entirely?
No, I don't think Nyssa's more like me. I think she's actually maybe even more opposite to myself. But again, like when I read the script and, the decisions she was making, I thought, obviously, like when you get a script, the character breakdown is there, and I just thought that the character breakdown didn't serve who I thought Nyssa really was, and I wanted to explore that, and I did, and people liked it, so we kept it.
So what's her relationship, or how does she view Lyta?
Okay, so Nyssa is definitely, she hates Lyta. She doesn't like Lyta at all, because obviously she's chosen Seg to be bound with. I mean, we think, and she knows what Seg's doing. She knows of Lyta, and Lyta is kind of, in her eyes, right in the middle of them. But again, they meet later on in the series, and actually their dynamics definitely change as well. I mean, you know how everyone's kind of been talking about the women in Krypton, and we definitely do sit together, and we find ourselves in positions where we have no other choice. So their relationship massively develops throughout the series.
Well, given that Nyssa isn't from the comic one, were there any other roles that you pulled inspiration from to build Nyssa for that you loved about?
Yeah, and it wasn't even just female characters. There are a lot of male characters as well. And actually, being on the set with, other great female characters helped me draw out of Nyssa what really I thought, kind of traits and stuff that I thought she would have. So yeah, I mean, a lot of characters, but even some of the characters in this show as well, which was crazy, but yeah.
Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Would you say
I watch everything.
Is like Cersei Lannister or more like Marjorie?
No, I don't think she is.
Okay.
I honestly, believe me when I say that you really haven't even scratched the surface with her yet, because you haven't. And when we're talking a few episodes down, you're going to see why.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I don't think so.
Going back to female interactions,
Yeah.
Which episodes could you tease that fans should watch out for the most female interaction?
Ooh, I would say, I think episode 5 overall is just a massive game changer. So much happens in episode 5, and so many forces are joined together, so much is revealed. I would say episode 5 is a pretty pinnacle moment. But again, the stakes get higher as the episodes go on. So again, 8, 9, and 10, that's really when we get badass.
What can you say about her reaction to Brainiac, or will she come into that conversation at all?
Oh, Nyssa definitely does come into that conversation. A lot. Nyssa is fearless. I mean, obviously, everyone kind of has a limit, but Nyssa is definitely very, very fearless, and she's not afraid to do something. And she's not as afraid of Brainiac as the others. She's very, very intelligent, and she's very highly skilled combat-wise. You'll definitely see that Nyssa does get very involved with that storyline.
Does this at any point need Adam Strange, or at least know why he's here?
No. Not really, no.
Okay.
Yeah, but there is more to come on that, just not yet.
Which
But
do
for
you
now,
think
no.
is more important for her as a character? Was she more willing to fight for love or more willing to fight for power?
Ooh, okay, great question. At the start, it was definitely power, and there are definitely still elements of Nyssa, having completed the whole 10 episodes, that are still fighting for power. However, I think Nyssa is forced to prioritize love over power. And definitely as her relationship with Seg flourishes, there is definitely more of a fight for love instead of power. But again, when it comes towards the end, no one really knows quite. Again, is she in it for the power, or is she in it for the love? There's twists. There's a lot of twists. So yeah.
Who's your favorite Superman?
My favorite Superman as a movie instead of a person, I would say is the original, just because it really helped me understand Krypton. Like obviously at the start, there's a lot of it. Actually, Man of Steel had a lot at the start as well. I've just remembered.
Because your dad looks like Russell Crowe.
Yeah, exactly right. Just like him. Yeah, I mean, I would say the first movie, but I think Henry Cavill, I think he's also great. But yeah, Christopher Reeve.
Were you a DC fan before you joined the project?
My brother was, and obviously we're very close. We grew up together, and that definitely overlapped, and definitely something that we had in common. And it definitely made being part of Krypton a lot easier for me, having been brought up with DC characters and comics my whole life. Yeah, but now I feel like I'm more of a nerd now. I feel like every time I see something I freak out, and I read stuff now, not for research but because I enjoy it. But yeah.
Was there anything that intimidated you about joining this particular show in mythology?
What that intimidated me? Definitely Kryptonian, is that right? Yeah. That is like a whole new world to me. There's references to it on sets, and it's graffitied on some of the walls and signs everywhere. And Cameron Cuff joked like, you're gonna have to learn that. And I actually didn't even realise that until much later, that actually we're speaking Kryptonite in the show. Kryptonian. We're speaking Kryptonian in the show, and it's obviously just like been changed to English so that people understand it. But actually, we're obviously on planet Krypton speaking Kryptonian, and that whole part absolutely baffles me. But I think it's really important, and I love the fact that they've managed to keep it in throughout the series. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.